Peace and light to everyone that is tuning in. This is Amani, just checking in with you guys. I am tonight going to be covering Taurus, Team Taurus. How to snag a Taurus, Taurian is what we're going to call them, a Taurian for life. I hope you guys are really looking forward to it. I am. I've been doing a lot of reading, research, and study, reading different books, and really finding a lot of information out about different zodiac signs, learning more and more about astrology. It's been a really amazing journey, and it's been really fun, and I cannot wait to continue this journey, but also begin some other things dealing with astrology as well in the near future, once we have covered how to snag every last sign. So that's the goal, building strong, healthy relationships, learning how to better work with one another so that we can sustain relationships with each other, how to navigate differences and all that good stuff. Compatibility, chemistry, words like that. So tonight we're covering Taurus. Taurus, just to give you guys a little bit of information about Taurus. Taurus is going to be ruled by the second house. It is ruled by the second house, which is the house of possessions and belongings, and that can also denote one's financial status in life. So finances, money, glitz and glam, and things like that of that nature. So when you think of Taurus, and then with the bull, that is the animal that Taurus represents, and that is very indicative of Taurus being very, a lot of people may call Taurus people kind of stubborn, or some people may say old-fashioned, like they like things set in a certain way. Traditional people. Taurians tend to be very traditional people, traditionalists. So that's just a few characteristics that are native to Taurus. So here you are, you're interested in somebody, maybe you've met somebody that you want to talk to, or maybe you're dating already, or you're married already to a Taurus, and you're tuning in because you want to know what are some ways that you can keep them attracted or keep them engaged in your relationship. Well, I have a few things that I want to share to you. And first of all, I want to just kick it off by saying what would be a good idea in my mind for a first date with a Taurus. Well, when I think of a first date with a Taurus, I would say something glamorous, something not just going out to eat, okay, but going out to eat somewhere that will require you guys to dress a certain way. So something that will require you to do like a, I don't want to say black tie, but yeah, maybe black tie, maybe like a black tie event. Something where you have to get out the car, maybe you take a picture, maybe a red carpet type event, if you're really trying to impress this Taurus. Now, some people may be like, oh, well, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to. Look, if you want to impress them, this is what you do. You find something really nice. Maybe you go to a really upscale restaurant in your city, in your town. You take your Taurus out for a date there. And, just something exclusive, something luxurious, something like that. Taurus is also, I wanted to go ahead and point out that Taurus is an earth sign. Earth signs are typically earth signs are going to be people who find value or in material, whereas fire signs, they kind of express themselves through their passion and different things like that, and with water signs it's like emotion. Well, with earth signs, the way that they express themselves to the world is through material. I show you that I love you because I bought you all those things. You know, all those things I bought you? I bought you this, I bought you that. I took you here on this luxurious trip, or I took you out to Puerto Rico, I took you to Cancun, or I took you to Italy, I took you to Spain, I took you to Ghana, I took you to wherever different place. If a Taurus is spending money on you, or if a Taurus is showering you or pampering you, then you are relatively special to that Taurus, because that is how they emote. That is how they show that their loved ones, how they care, is through the things that I'm able to give you. I'm able to give you things. That's that second house of materials, you know, so they find a lot of value in materials. And on the flip side of that, a Taurus who is maybe having some blockages somewhere, you know, they tend to be hoarders. They tend to hoard things. They tend to, you know, maybe put more value on things than they do on relationships and or people on the flip side. But we're talking about healthy relationships. We're assuming that this person that you're interested in is a Taurus that is healthy and balanced and all that kind of stuff. So a great first date, like I said, would be anything luxurious to show that you're a Taurus, that you, because remember, that's how they emote. So you guys would connect in that way. So the first thing, so piggybacking into the first bit of advice that I have for snagging a Taurus for life, is to never spare an expense. Never spare an expense with your Taurus, okay? I have, don't be an open cheapskate. Okay, so you could be a cheapskate. I'm not saying that you, just because you're interested in a Taurus means you have to stop clipping coupons. That's not what that means. That doesn't mean that you have to cancel your membership to Groupon. That's not what that means. Just don't be an open cheapskate. Your Taurus spouse, mate, or friend does not need to know that you got these tickets to this wonderful concert that you're going to take them to at discount on Groupon. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, baby, I'm going to go on Groupon to see if I can find something for us to do. No, you want to give the illusion, at least, to keep Taurus happy. Give them the illusion of the luxury. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be just making it rain every day, every week, on a date or whatever it is that you want to do to take your Taurus out. But just learn how to give the illusion of the luxury, because that is what attracts Taurus. You know, they're attracted to the finer things in life. So yeah, so don't be an open cheapskate in your relationship, because Taurines expect to be pampered in relationships. Boo, I got to do the boo. So they expect a level of pampering. So be prepared to do that. And you can be smart about it. You can still coupon and Groupon and everything else to get those discounted rates. Expedia and Travelocity. But the thing about it is, you don't want to make it into a big thing. You don't want to make it seem like, I mean, while you're planning your trip that you want to take your Taurus on, you don't want to make the cost a big deal, as if, you know, to say, well, I got to figure out a way we can do this for cheap. You know, you don't want to be like Mr. Krabs. You know what I'm saying? Don't be Mr. Krabs, you know. If I had to give an analogy, I would say like the Taurus would be represented by Squidward. You know, Squidward had this whole idea of, you know, how, you know, he would listen to his jazz music and all this kind of stuff. But Mr. Krabs would be you if you're doing this the wrong way. You know, you're penny pinching and all that kind of stuff. So just give them the illusion. Give them the illusion of the luxury. And just try to keep it, you know, on the illusion side, baby. I'm going to take you out of town. That's all they need to know. That's all they need to know. To keep them happy in the long run. All right, next. I have a goal and a clear plan on how to get there. Have a goal and a clear plan on how to get there, because Taurus values security, and to be specific, financial security. So let's say that you are at a point in your life, if you're dating, married to, or interested in a Taurus, but you're at a point in your life where you're still trying to figure things out. And a lot of us are either at that phase now, or we've gone through that phase. So that's something that's universal to everyone. And you're interested in a Taurus. The best thing that you can do is to have a plan. Have a plan. Show your Taurus that you have a plan on how you're going to get to a better stage if you're not already where you want to be. So like having a plan, having a conversation with them, maybe a time you two come together and just have a heart-to-heart. Even if you're married and, you know, maybe your situation has changed, you definitely want to be putting in work and letting your Taurus know, keeping them in the loop that, okay, well, this is what I plan on doing. And then being consistent and following up with everything that you're saying that you're going to do in effort to regain your financial security. And that's one of the things that I think would be very, very helpful to people who are dating and married to, are interested in Tauruses, is to just make sure that you have that plan. And on how you're going to get yourself out of, if you happen to be in a financial rut. Like, how are you going to get out of it? What are you doing? What are your plans? What are your this? What is it? And even ways that they can help you. They can assist you. The worst thing you can do with the Taurus is to be fake and to make it seem like you have the appearance. Now, this is where the illusion goes wrong. We want the illusion for, like, materials. Like, it costs more than what you paid for. That type of illusion. Not faking it like you have this amount of money in the bank, or you have these companies and you're doing all this and all that to attract your Taurus, but then when they get into a relationship or a marriage with you, they find out, no, I was kind of embellishing a little bit. No, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is be honest with them about what you have, because they are huge on that. This is second house. They're ruled by the second house of material possessions. And then even if you want to ask your Taurus to help you to maybe organize your life or organize your business, or what can I do to get to a better spot? Look, this is what I have written down. This is what I have. How do you think I could get to, you know, the next level? So bringing them on board, because that's something they would love to do. A Taurus would love to be involved, especially if it's someone that they really love and that they care about. Next, I have affirmed their physical appearance. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is a planet that represents, you know, beauty and fertility and well, it can be the feminine or the masculine version of it. I don't want to say fertility, but it can be feminine or masculine beauty, however you want to say that. So affirm their appearance, because they can be self-critical sometimes. So really be a lover and a partner that affirms their physical appearance. You can never go wrong complimenting them or affirming their appearance, and just really affirming them to the point where they don't hide behind the material possessions and the things that they're able to acquire. So yeah, the third thing I have is to affirm their physical appearance. The next thing I have is to compliment their routine. Don't come into your relationship attempting to reinvent the wheel, quote unquote. This is a very traditional sign. They have things down to a science. They're used to doing things a certain way, especially when we're coming from being a single Taurian to now being in a relationship with someone else. So be a person that complements their routine. So whatever their routine is, if they like to go to the gym on Tuesday at a certain time, they like to watch the game at this time, you know, they like to go to, you know, play tennis, or she likes to go shopping, or whatever it is, be a compliment to their routine. So don't come into the relationship just thinking that
You just gonna snatch the routine. Like, I don't want you to do that. I want you do this instead. Do this. You're gonna be the cause of a lot of issues, unnecessary issues, because you don't really understand the person that the way that the person that you're dating thinks. So don't try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to a Taurus's routine. That's the best thing I can say. Because remember, this is the bull. This very traditional, very stubborn people at times. When it's something that they're used to doing things a certain way. Next, I have understand their need for order. When living with your Taurus mate, say you guys move in together or you got married or whatever. When living with your Taurus mate, be mindful and respectful of their space and their possessions. So Taurus is really huge on possessions, guys, and their home, their space, their routine. Be mindful of that. So if you move in with a Taurus and you guys have this new relationship, y'all are living together, just be mindful. Be very, very mindful of their belongings. And, you know, if they have a vase and you don't like it, she got this vase that you don't like, she got these pictures and artwork that you don't like, and you just want to go in and take everything down and put, you know, make it look more like your man cave. Or on the flip side, ladies, he got this furniture, you don't like it, you just want to come in and pier one the whole place out and make it look complete. Don't do that with the Taurus. Don't do that. We're talking about the cause of some really big issues in a relationship that can be avoided if you understand the way that your mate thinks. So they're big on their possessions. So before you do any redecorating, make sure you've had a conversation and you and your Taurus have come eye to eye on, you know, how you want to redecorate the home, starting your lives together if you're living together. Next, I have respect their work time. Help your Taurian mate to find their balance, but understand the connection of work to their need of financial security. So you can help them to be balanced, because they also have the tendencies to be workaholics, because of the fact that they understand the connection between work and financial security and possessions, which is something that they love. They love being able to acquire new stuff. This is my new this is my new that, this is my, you know. So they see the connection, so they're like, work. If I work, then I can get more stuff, you know. So you're there to help them balance that. Okay, it's good to work, it's good to have things, but we still need time, quality time at home with your family, you know, different things like that. But be respectful of their work and understand their need to work, and understand the connection between work and possessions, which is something that they really enjoy having. And not only to have for themselves, but even to be able to, especially to be able to lavish their possessions and things out on you in the relationship, their partner, because they're very giving. They're very giving people in relationships as well. For people that they love and people that they're loyal to and who have proven their loyalty to them. The next thing I have is to make a commitment, guys. Make a commitment to your Taurus. Like, they will wait, but a Taurus, a Taurian's end game is always going to be a commitment. So if you are in a relationship with a Taurus, but you kind of playing around, you've been playing around for a little while, like, you know, well, I don't know, I want to get married, I don't know. You know how people like to drag their feet sometimes in a relationship? I'm going to tell you, a Taurus is loyal, but a Taurus's end game is always a commitment. They're not the adventurers of the Zodiac. They're not the, you know, just passion and, you know, not really caring about labels and all that kind of stuff. No, Taurus cares about labels. Taurus is very, you know, that's because that goes into their security. That makes them feel insecure when they don't have that possession. It doesn't belong to me.
And that even goes into their relationships. So a Taurus's end game, guys, is always a commitment. So if you have not committed to a long-term relationship with a Taurus, you really, really, really need to be seriously thinking about that. And if you don't want to be with that person, move on. But if you do want to be with that person, stop playing games and go ahead and make a real solid commitment. Next, I have prepare to be a possession in the best way. Prepare to be a possession in the best way. Taurians can be very jealous, so eliminate the competition in your relationship. So if there are people who, you shouldn't be talking to because you're getting serious with this guy or this girl, go ahead and cut them off. Because I'm telling you, Taurus is they can be very jealous. So if you don't want to have the problems and the drama or anything like that, let this person know that you're serious by eliminating the competition to them. Because this is the bull. The bull don't play that. You know what I'm saying? The bull don't play that. The bull wants to be the only one in the picture. In turn, because this is a very loyal sign, guys, in turn, they will lavish you with their undying loyalty. So, yeah, prepare to be a possession, pretty much. Prepare to be a possession, pretty much. So if you're not a sign, if you're not a person or a sign or have a sign that likes the idea of being tied down or likes the idea of being a possession, you probably don't want to, you don't want to date a Taurus, because that's what they're going to see you as. Not in a negative connotation, not in a negative way, but yeah, you kind of do belong to them. Okay, and the last tip that I have, the last bit of advice I can give you for snagging that Taurus man or woman of your dreams for life is to be a reliable mate. Be reliable. Taurians hate change. They hate constant. Let me use another word. They dislike constant changes. So if you're a person, and this can even blend into, your appearance. Is it constantly changing? You go through a different hairstyle every week. You go through a different lip color. You go through a different look. One week you're this and next week you're that. Tauruses don't like that. Tauruses don't like that. And then guys, you change all the time. You're doing, one week your interest is NASCAR. The next week you want to, go to, the dog tracks. Then you want to go to the casino. Now you into, Tauruses don't like that. They are creatures of habit, seriously. So, you have to be a constant type of person. You kind of have to be set in your own ways and your own patterns as well. This isn't really an experimenter. This is not really a person. These aren't people who typically take a lot of risk. So they want someone who is reliable. They want someone who is constant, balanced, and solid. Now, mind you, being balanced, you can be a person who is adventurous and changes a lot and still be balanced and solid. However, with Taurus, that chemistry is very strained between two people who are different in that way. So if you're interested in a Taurus, but you know that you like to change your style, you like to change, your zip code even, maybe you like to travel a lot, maybe you like to do this and do that. These are things you need to think about before you make a serious commitment to a Taurus, because this is a sign that really, really dislikes constant change. So with that, I will end my live stream. This is all the advice that I have to you guys, which has been, I pray and I speak that it is something that has been something that can benefit someone or some people. Please feel free to like, comment, and share this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I look forward to continuing with the rest of this Zodiac series. It's been so fun. It's been so enlightening. I feel like I've learned so much about so many different people in so little time. So tomorrow I'll be picking up with the rest of the earth signs. I don't know which one I'm going to do tomorrow. You know, I kind of take it day by day. But today I was definitely feeling Taurus. So I hope you guys enjoy. I even wore this little ring right here, which I typically never wear like a lot of jewelry, but I wore this for Taurus. So Team Taurus, yes, I hope you guys enjoy and have a great evening. Peace.